players out here.
Just close the fucking door. Close the door.
Dump it.
Hello, traders. Welcome to the Friday afternoon stream.
It's time for Power Hour.
As I'm speaking to you, we've got alerts going off. Ethereum is at its lows of day. Ethereum is currently down 7.4%. Bitcoin lows of day down 3.7+%. But really, what catalyzed this sell-off was Trump from tweet, but you know, reawakening the tariff talk with China. So that has consequentially pumped the volatility index 30%. And, you know, the volatility index rising is kryptonite for everything risk on. Different story with gold holding so strong, but sadly, as you can see, this, as we've just been so happy about the longevity of this uptrend, we finally saw the sellers crack it like a hot knife through butter earlier today. 6,700. Now we're at 6,600. So we got less than 1 hour till the closing bell, but looking like, you know, spots probably gonna be closing at its lowest level in about a month, wiping out an entire month of gains in virtually a day. As yesterday, you can't even believe it, we saw an all-time high. The day before, all-time high. Day before that, all-time high. Day before that, a record close. Day before that, an all-time high. Day before that, all-time high and record close. Day before that, all-time high and a record close. Yeah, so it had to end at some point, man. That was crazy. That was freaking nuts. So over-leveraged players getting murked today, and about time. So my tariffs, bro. My tariffs. Got a espresso shot in my coffee for this stream, just so I can have a little extra. I don't know, what do you call it? What do they say? Kicking your step or something stupid. Yeah, very bad. So, very bad, boys. What is it?
Very bad, boys. Very bad.
All right, we can look at the volatility index real quick. This is where it's kind of all been going crazy. I mean, it was up 35% roughly. At the peak, we saw the highest level on the volatility index, the VIX, since June 23rd. And above 20 for the first time since August 1st. So who knows what it'll manifest into. Typically around 20, it seems like you pull back often. So there are a few times when you don't and you just keep going, but it's just gonna depend on if there are any more news events this, you know, on Sunday, probably going into Monday. All right, well, as I'm speaking to you, Bitcoin just hit a fresh low of day. You can see it above my head right there. You don't need me to talk about it. So pump this VIX, dump crypto, dump equities, metals, pretty much unfazed. All right, so let's look at Bitcoin real quick on the daily. The daily, very disappointing, right? They just couldn't break resistance. They bearish engulfed. Then they formally back tested the resistance as resistance again yesterday. Was bad, and then it rallied, and then it wasn't the worst close in the world, but you were still below that support resistance, and now we're just rolling over with news. So
BTC weekly, RSI quadruple bearish divergence.
Oh my God, Fibonacci times. Don't do that to me, man. I mean, probably if you just scale out and you look at like since 2023 where we're at, I mean, probably without even looking. So yeah, well, the next candidate area was where we are right now. I mean, it's like a couple candle high closes, one from August 22nd. One from September 18th. You're kind of at it. To lose this is the next target, pretty much $112,000, if not 114,274 to test this channel, the old supply line is demand line. But yeah, kind of running out of sports. So down 3.84%. It's even worse on Ethereum. Very, very sad. Very, very sad. Yes, they just failed to break 47.50 again, and now to lose 43.84 equals 39.50. We had bearish engulfing candle yesterday, and an actual candle close below 43.84, the May 2021 all-time high. And now you're just kind of doing what typically will happen if you lose a support and there's any follow through. You go to the next support, and that one's 39.50. So on the weekly, that's the right angled end, descending Brighting Formation's top. So it's crazy how they broke it, and then they even at the highs today on Ethereum. You see that 43.84? It was regarded as resistance before this sell-off. So growth, man. Yeah, you go back to the weekly because that's where it's important. Yeah, we're now all of a sudden no more bullish engulfing candle. It's gone. I mean, like, it was fine yesterday. Everything was actually okay yesterday. And this data, this new data, has completely wrecked any sort of hopium, any sort of hope, right? The recapturing 43.84, the potential break of the flag, downsloping consolidation structure, being above 43.84, having the engulfing candle be valid. You're all, you got 2 days, 5 hours. So maybe like some bids come in and you don't have a completely invalid bullish engulfing candle, because it would be a bearish, what do they call it? The bamboozling, when you have a bullish engulfing and then immediately a bearish engulfing. That's the bamboozle. So yeah, now we're just like all eyes are on 39.50, 39.30. You can see it. You're still broken out. You're still confirmed broken out. But I fear that is going to be tested again. We can only pray to God that the test will be successful again, because if not, you'll be falling back into this pattern where that could be some pretty serious consequences, right? I mean, you could make your way to 3K to lose 39.50. So just keep that in mind. That's a big level. As I'm speaking to you, all these alerts are going off. There are no shorts covering. The sell-off's been going on since probably 11 a.m. Eastern, and no relief. And you would think maybe some day traders, they would like cover, but they're not covering. Tesla low, my alert going off on that one. S&P futures, new lows. Oh man, look at this weekly on the S&P futures. That's a big old bearish engulfing candle. That's going to be the nastiest red candle we've seen since July 28th. Hopefully we can get an August type of day, but sorry, let me get rid of these. Yeah, about time. I mean, you're in the fib extension territory without any sort of pullback. So yeah, maybe there was a chance of a 1618, but nay. We only got a little bit above the 1414. So in the end, my God, man, I guess before the cascading sell-off today, maybe there was a little bearish divergence on the daily. But we looked at the weekly. What was the RSI? I mean, no problem on the weekly oscillators. So yeah, even if you correct 5, 10, 15% in the coming weeks, the weekly's good. You'll probably put in a higher low and run again later, maybe a Santa rally. But yeah, that's not good news, man. Just think about this, like, right? Oh my God, today's so bad. But remember at the low point, April, all the way to today, yesterday, a 40% rally in 182 days. Yeah, with no pullback, zero discernible pullbacks. Like where you could anchor with Fibonacci. Oh, a 23%. Nope. Can't even say Fibonacci. New tariff deal by Monday. Yeah, in before, right? In before. Like you just, it's wild, dude. Trump seeing the market, so he's like, okay, I'm going to figure something out this weekend, and we're going to have something on Sunday evening for futures open. Okay. Yeah, we're not, right? And this time's different. I mean, I think retail mania was coming in. What was the stat? There was something crazy. Let me Try to regurgitate it for you. It was, yeah, retail investors have bought over 100 billion, with a B, billion dollars worth of equities over the last month. So that's the largest 1 month buy in history. So we're talking retail, right? The normie bought more than he's ever bought. And we're not talking about options, we're just talking about like spot price buying the FOMO of the retail, highest ever in the past 30 days. So they're getting flushed out by the looks of it, right? World retail. We can look at Dow Jones, just the spot of it if you want, and broken, big break. Woof. So, I mean, you would think, right? A test to 45K would probably be on deck if this continues. We're at lows of day right now. Never could see the 1272. Pathetic. But, yeah, I mean, Apple playing a big role. Apple's pretty much at its lows of the day, going for a gap fill. Man, I really like that one. Tim Cooked, for sure. NASDAQ, just spot. So this one was different, right? Where it was like you were at the upper echelon of the trend, right? You were in the overbought threshold, not oversold. So there was more downside potential to see oversold here. So 22,076, so a few $100 more. But you're virtually at the lows of day here too, with no real support because you've just been going for so long in price discovery. So we'll extend this out. So bad enough, right? There is more downside potential in NASDAQ. And then IWM, that was up there. It was just like up there holding, and then it's, yeah, back inside the channel. Get back, dude. You're not breaking 244.46. You kidding me? You're never going to break it. This time we confirmed we couldn't break it. They were trying to hold it 2 days. They'd never done it before.
Hi Mitch, it looks like AVAX broke down the uptrend line. Would you be able to take a look at it, please? My entry was $29.50.
Josh, thanks for the Canadian super chat. We can do that, man. We can look at Avalanche. That is probably avalanching today downward, but many other assets are taking inspiration from its name and doing the same. So, yeah, in the end, I guess some bearish divergence in the RSI, but see, that's the lowest relative strength reading on the IWM since August 4th. So, like what's that, like 9-week lows on the RSI? And there's more downside, right? I mean, like that would make, just like the NASDAQ, like, all right, let's take it to the bottom of the channel. And let's take it to the horizontal line support confluent around 234, 235. So, all right. We were so close, man. We were regarding 244 as support for the first time ever the past 2 days, and now news-driven catalysts that was kind of out of left field. That's what you call technically black swans. I'm not saying this is like a true full-on black swan, dude. It's all over. It's like a pullback correction that needed to happen. They were probably waiting for a reason, and they got it. And so, what? In the end, oh my God, the IWM is down 2.5%. S&P 500 down 2.2%. NASDAQ 2.8%. That's really not a big deal.
SPX/Fred WM2NS plus Fred M1SL. The weekly looks like a bearish bat. Appreciate you.
I'm gonna give that a shot, man. I'm gonna type it in. Do I type in SP colon SPX, or do I just type in SPX and all the rest? Let me know that, Mr. Chicken Nugget. Let me know if I type in SP colon as well. Yeah, so Friday, profit taking, news-driven catalyst to help it, and like we're just marking down. I don't, on the S&P, it looks like there's probably, I mean, I guess, who's to say they can't hold 65.82 here, this swing low from September 25th, but they don't hold that, then it's going to be a smooth ride to 64.90. You lose that. That's when things, 63.50. They're just all going to be potential candidate areas, these swing lows and highs for maybe where pivot comes in. But you're really high, man. Really high. Long period without any 23% minimum retrace from the previous major low. So, none. who knows, man. Power hour, last 30 minutes, they can start rallying it off the lows. We'll see. Okay. So we looked at the index funds. Let's look at, we looked at Bitcoin, we looked at Ethereum. Let's look at the XRP. Kind of precarious situation here. It seemed like, why not? Why are we not going to go test 272 the way it looked yesterday? Because there was just nothing there. They bearish engulfed. You were below all support resistance. At least this one made sense. The problem with XRP now, and this is like a newer development, okay? This has been maybe in the past hour or two. XRP is now trading at its lowest level since July 12th, taking out every formal swing low August 3rd, September 1st, September 22nd, 26th. You're now lower than all those swing lows, and you're soon approaching 265. To lose 265 is serious trouble. So maybe the idea of the descending triangle stayed intact, and now the what is it? What's going on? The buy wall, right? The horizontal line of the descending triangle is being broken. They have finally absorbed all the remaining demand at that horizontal line support. Absorbing demand, absorbing demand, absorbing demand, and finally demand fully absorbed, breaking the buy wall and going lower. So big yikes there. To lose 265, you just have to start mentally preparing for the possibility of, we've done this before, that 886. You just have to, like 265 being lost is like bye-bye XRP. So we're hoping it holds. Hoping it's a big out, but again, we don't act like we know. We're just thinking, we're just theory crafting on about like where a bottom could be, where we could maybe reassess for looking for a reaction or reversal. It'd be like 212 to lose 265. So let's not lose it, but if we do, you know what could happen. All right. Yikes. Let's look at Solana, down 6.8%. Losing 216. We're heading back to the 191, 198 for a test there. Hopefully it can hold, put in a higher low locally. That'd be great, but that's just where we are. All right, you're still, I mean, no trouble with, so it looks a lot better than XRP, that's for sure. It just does. Trend-wise, price action-wise.
Hey Mitch, thanks for all the education, appreciate it. Can we look at Avalanche please? Thanks again.
Oh, yeah, we can, Donnie, but someone did request that a little while ago. Yeah, that was Josh Yu. So if you want to look at something else, let me know in the chat. Just type it a few times, and others will let me know too if I miss it. So yeah, just let me know if you want another formal request, because we're going to look at Avalanche anyway. Okay, so melting down almost 7%, 6.73% right now. Let's look at BNB, that was the darling of all crypto, including over Bitcoin, having a mild 2.48% pullback. Meh. Is Asia, China, whatever. All of Asia. They've been stockpiling gold, silver, some metal, some more metals, and Binance coin. So no problem up here. Lowest price seen since October 6th. Nothing like that, man. Nothing really like that in crypto. I know obviously Litecoin's up, but you want Litecoin's up like 10+% earlier. It's up 0.69% now. Bitcoin lows of day 116 to 50, down 4.4%, and now we're officially testing that 200 simple moving average on the 4-hour time scale. Big yikes, man. The sell-off is not over, right? As Bitcoin was only down 3.4% just a little, like a few minutes ago. Selling accelerating. We have Ethereum now down 8.43% at lows of day, on the way to 3950. You do not want to lose that level, bro. You do not want to lose that. But it makes sense. If you lose 4384, then 3950 was always on deck. So very unfortunate. Some negative momentum. You figure, yeah, and then your RSI is threatening now. Not just threatening, it's like, you know, you got time till the daily close, so a bounce could change this RSI as it stands now, but you are currently falling back into the bearish control zone on Ethereum's daily RSI. So I'll have another alert set up. If we hear a fresh low, we'll hear the beep, get a couple of them going. All right, Dogecoin down 6.3%, outperforming Ethereum by a couple percent. Man, that 26 cents, they couldn't hold it, and man, it was looking good trend, but now a new piece of data, which is the lower high, bearish back test, now looks like a test with 22 cents is coming. You don't want to lose that, man. You do not want to lose 22 cents, but that just means that where it is right now, there's still another 5.6% downside, just letting you know that not much else makes sense. Like, I don't know why it wouldn't go test 22 cents again at this point. So maybe just because Bitcoin bounces off the 200 here with 34 minutes to go till the closing bell on Wall Street. Been a sell-off. No alerts, no more alerts have been going off on the... Oh my God, it's about to. Sorry, I spoke too soon. Because we are at the lows of day right now on the S&P 500 and NASDAQ and Dow Jones and or Rush 2000. If you want to see them all together, here's your quad screen with that all the beautiful channels, right? They're all breaking. Well, except the IWM, but nasty S&P. It had to happen at some point because they always break. And it did. And here you go. Look at the NASDAQ in the bottom left. That is at lows of day. Lows of day, Russell 2000. Lows of day, Dow Jones. Lows of day. Well, we just had a low of day on Bitcoin, but they got a bounce because it sold off like way more than the index funds. So you're not going to believe this, though. We look at all the carnage, don't we? I mean, we are. And then we go and we look at gold. And gold is over $4,000 right now. Up 0.8%. There's the alert. S&P futures, lows of day. Flushing out in power hour for now. But there's, 3 more minutes till the last 30. Sometimes they turn things around, things flip in the last 30 minutes, but we're about to find out. So give me 3 minutes to see if that happens or if it just continues to accelerate. But insane. Above a psychological $4,000 level. I mean, this is where China, so China, the tariff stuff going on. Well, they've just been stockpiling this asset, so you can imagine no one's selling this. So China been dumping, U.S. bonds, and they've been like every day lowest level since 08 or 07 or whatever. All right, Tesla alert going off, NASDAQ alert going off, lows of day, NVIDIA lows of day, Microsoft lows of day, Apple lows of day, Amazon lows of day, chat, Tesla lows of day, volatility index alert going off. It's beginning to rev up again. All right, back over 31%. Mother of God. What we can do, Meta low of day. Really? If you want, we can just look at some of these Mag 7s and just check on them. They are market drivers. We can look at the worst to best. Tesla the worst, 4.93%. And big yikes, bro. Now you're testing some supports. You're just hoping, I mean, this is where you'd think maybe some bids might be there. Some limit bids might be there, right? An old all-time high from November 2021. That's an inflection zone. They could take you all the way to $400. But you are at a level right now. Big bearish engulfing candle. Lowest price seen on Tesla officially since September 17th. So 3-week lows. And you're still falling as I'm speaking to you. Another NVIDIA alert going off. New lows of day. Amazon's the second worst of the Mag 7. Look at this. It's nasty. Probably the most exciting one. If we're gonna collapse, whatever, and go through a big correction, Amazon would be the best because it's respecting this bearish bat pattern so perfectly. Like, if this played out, you could legit just put it in a textbook. All my alerts are going off. You can see Ethereum new lows. We'll come back to that. But yeah, this one's down 4.4%. To lose 215.85, 216 is a problem. I mean, because you're gonna probably lose to 200 after that, and then you got a way down to 200, 199.85. So, man, flip the chart over, and you're just like, my God, like, wow. Could you imagine the opportunity? Like, I know it could come back down. It could even come back to like 230, and put in like another low or high, and still be a valid bearish setup. So, gotta give it to Amazon. It never did anything crazy, and it was constantly always giving us that structure that could strike fear into the hearts of men. Meta, when it lost that support resistance, it was over. When it lost 736, 740, no more confidence, and that hasn't changed, and they just ran it up to almost test that level. Okay, XRP lows of day, breaking supports. Ethereum lows of day, nearly breaking supports. We're gonna have to go to those in a second. So there's just nothing to do on Meta until they recapture 740. It's been that way. It sucks. Apple down 3+%, a little off its lows now, but it just saw fresh lows of the day and lowest level since September 19th. They officially filled the gap to a level, to a degree. I mean, you know, wick or not, the gap's being filled right now, sadly, after that upsloping flag was broken downward yesterday and now follow through. Like, you'll let the bearish back test. So if they don't hold the this level where it is right now, then your target's gonna just be 237, and that's okay. You go to 237 for a back test, it wouldn't be a big deal trend wise, but people will be disappointed. Sorry, I know we got alerts. Computers season up. Nvidia down 3.15%, no big deal. What happened earlier today? Despite everyone's fear and trepidation, a fresh intraday all-time high before they rugged it. And what did they do? They rugged it to what? Fill the gap put in yesterday, and still, you know, broken out of the structure, but another test of the 1618. Oh man, holy crap. Yeah, that golden mean ratio achieved finally yesterday, now today again. So the Microsoft down 1.78%, not a big deal, but you know, just drawing down. Okay, so now you worry about, remember the XABCD wave structure?
Hello,
over and over
Mitch.
and over?
Would you please check storage/USDT? Thank you.
Thank you, Crypto Beaks, for the 20, but would you have a problem if I said you don't want to see it? Like, we don't want to look at it. We shouldn't look at it, probably. But yeah, we will. Thank you. So you just worry about like XABCD, like X, A, B, C. Don't tell me it's over. A long way to go. A lot of stuff can happen. But yeah, it's just attempted rally, pretty weak. It's rolling over. Giving up that little methodical rally we had that took like 2 weeks, so getting wrecked. Google, who cares about Google, man? Google is don't care, hit target 4. Target 4 is that magenta line, and you now put in a local lower high, and now you're going for the lowest daily candle close since September 8th. Not a big deal, but again, it's just like the trading plan. All right, let's go back to these cryptos that are hitting their new lows. And I will get to these requests, right? I know you're requesting, but remember, this is like we are covering live price action. So people are congregated here because they're kind of concerned about, they just want to know, like, live. So they're not like, could you look at storage? Like, only one person in the entire chat wants to look at storage coin. But we're certainly going to look at it, and I'm very grateful for the contribution. So just keep that in mind. But I think everyone else wants to be like, hey man, can we cover like Ethereum at its low of day, Bitcoin at its low of day, Nvidia at its low of day? All the Mag 7s are at their lows of day as I'm speaking to you. Not one is not. They're all at lows of day. All the futures, the US futures at lows of day as I'm speaking to you. The selling is still going on. All right. Gonna have an alert on Ethereum if it falls below the what? The weekly pattern top, down 9.39%. Can you imagine having any FU 2-time lever? You'd be down 20% roughly. Ooh, leverage. I think that's the story. Like, okay, spot price sucks, man, but like, hey, think about like Tesla. You're in it from like the low 300s. You're at an Apple at lower levels, Nvidia at lower levels, but it's like, man, it's the people that are like getting in late that are leveraged. Those are the ones that are like straight up destroyed. So it should hopefully be a teaching lesson to those via, you know, them losing a lot of money. So, because dude, this uptrend since May, I know it started in April, but like that channel began to really develop in early May, and it has just been nonstop. I mean, you had a couple pullbacks, very slight pullbacks, but my God, the amount of money that could have been made in the summer has been just almost an unheard of rally. Like, it's so good. It was so good. So it's like now, yeah, dude, this is pulling back. It's finally happening. And we don't know how long this will last, how deep it'll go. But my God, if we don't know if it's definitely starting, because you can see the channel is certainly, and you know how many times like we're covering this channel, right? And they're hitting the level and well, maybe violating, they're recapturing, reconfirming it, and then running and then testing again. Like there were so many times that we were looking at this channel and I had to extend it out, and they kept respecting the demand line. There was demand at demand line. They lost the demand. No more demand at demand line due to news-driven catalyst. So, all right. So Ethereum a little off its lows by like 0.25%, no big deal. But Bitcoin's just sitting there. Let's go to XRP because that alert was very bad. But here we go. Like they're trying to hold. Like, dude, this is a very big deal to lose this. They fell below it, intra candle, but currently, as I'm speaking to you, you're just slightly above it. And you can see it's a swing high from May. Swing high from December of 2024. It is, I think, the weekly, maybe? Yeah, weekly candle high close. You haven't even tested that yet. So, yeah, look at the weekly on XRP. That's a nasty bearish engulfing candle. Very nasty. I mean, you're going for the lowest weekly candle close since June 30th. I mean, summertime. Any sort of rallies over. XRP didn't have a summertime rally. It was just bearish. In the end, it looks like it was just bearish consolidation the whole way. The descending triangle behavior. So let's hope 265 holds, man. Just, bring out your prayer books because this is how close we are to being wrecked. That close. Bitcoin's just sitting there at the 200 moving average on the 4 hour. Just hanging around like Beetlejuice, dude. Right there. And Solana 205 down over 7% now. Just came off its fresh lows. Everything just came off its fresh lows in crypto. But as I'm speaking to you, like you can't believe it. Almost every breath you've taken in the past, 10 minutes have been fresh lows on the index funds. I just keep going back to this quad screen so you can actually see like the lows. We are at the low point. Maybe I want to scale in on just the NASDAQ or something. So like you see them, but like, hey man, if you're on mobile, yeah, let's just pull it out. So you can, that'll help a little bit. Does that help? Maybe for at least one to see. So that's a big drop, man. Big drop. Let's go around and check on. Okay, so Apple is at lows of day. Just cracked 246. Nvidia 185.20. They're all still at lows of day. Let's just look at some. What's the TLT doing today? Because I don't even look. Chat. Holy crap. Oh my God. Okay, so finally functioning as it should. The 20-year Treasury bond, it's not the yields. Yields are getting wrecked. The bonds themselves catching big bids up 1.65%, going for the highest daily candle close since April 4th, since the nadir of the entire 2025 correction crash we had, flash crash, whatever. Multi-quarter highs, and only after, right, that key inflection zone was regarded once and twice as support. So they respected the TA on this. This is what, remember Plug? The same, they recaptured one test, the second test. You even got yourself a crazy looking inverted hammer type pattern. If you don't, close enough to a gravestone doji. But that in the end, 88.62. You know how long it's been plotted here? For years. Because it's many years it's been support resistance. And now they're holding it and you're marking up and they're dragging. You just got to wonder, is this going to sustain? Because if it's normal TA, they typically do. So that's cause for concern. Like bonds are actually catching bids now as they weren't. This is the old level, by the way, that they regarded as support twice. So consequences of that, typically either 91.50 before pulling back, or they typically take it up to 97. And if you're at 97 on the 20-year Treasury bond, I can't imagine where these markets are. Very bad, boys. I mean, you said maybe this will accelerate rate cuts. Well, the rate cuts we already had like 2 more rate cuts that were like almost certain coming before the end of the year. So I don't know. And like, they're okay, 25 basis points each. Are they going to do 50 now? I mean, come on, man. It's a 2+%, almost 3% pullback today. I don't think that's like going to make anyone at the Fed panic after we just saw an all-time high like yesterday, all-time high on Nvidia today. So yeah, big pullback, and interesting to see the TLT. Interesting to see golds holds very well. And let's just real quick, we'll get to these requests, all right? But yeah, a lot of huge drawdowns today. Plug, Solar Edge, Baba, Carvana, Stitch Fix, AMD down 7%, but who cares, right? It is unfortunate, right? They broke it out, and I think that breakaway gap's still real. So, but yeah, you're back below that all-time high from March of 2024 on AMD. Yeah, big sell-offs, man. NIO, whew. But see, in the end, like, it's a pullback, but it's not a big deal. It doesn't put any trend in jeopardy or anything. Like Plug, like, really? Oh my God, it's down 9.3%. I can't even tell. You know, and they'll probably go fill the gap at 282 in time. So, Carl?
Carl tipped $25. Cheers, Mitch. Happy Friday. Check out $AMC Morningstar reversal on daily. Have a great weekend. Respect the
TA, man. Thanks so much, Carl, for the 25. Yeah, we'll look at that. I'll just get into these requests because we are a little bit off the lows. But the moment we start falling to fresh lows of day, I'll go right back to just this, I don't know, what do you call it? Eye on the swivel, quarterbacking, linebackering, the collective market. So, so Bitcoin weekly bearish divergence. Let's take a look at that. See if it's fake news or real news. Misinformation, dude. We're gonna have to censor all your social media. Weekly Bitcoin. Let's look at these oscillators. Triple. You say weekly? RSI quadruple bearish divergence. Well, we've had bearish divergence, and so he's trying to make the argument that we're extending it. Well, you were in the bullish control zone, no longer. You were back in neutral. I don't really like that. Was it a head and shoulders? A head and shoulders in the RSI? I mean, I don't identify patterns on oscillators, but I've seen them before, and I've actually seen them play out. So he's just talking about, forget that, just this and that. From this high to the slightly higher high. I mean, you're right. I mean, it is still doing that. I don't care. I care more about, like, it's losing 60. But I mean, the weekly bullish engulfing candle on Bitcoin is, there's no problem. I mean, you haven't lost it yet. You've just failed to break 123.231 at all. Like, it was like, oh, we did it with the candle close. It was insane. It was history. Just days ago, and now we've lost most of the gains from last week, but not all of them. And again, you don't have an invalid bullish engulfing argument until the price falls below like $112,000, which would be like, dang, that is bad. That is terrible data. We could be screwed. I mean, if that data is coming in, yes, that's how it works. But not until then.
BTC may have supported 116K at the neckline of a head and shoulder formed from December 2024 to July 2025. Target is 150K, or not. Cheers all.
I Thank you, Nate. I don't know. We'll take a look at it. Let me get through these. So that wasn't even really a formal request. I was just like looking. Yeah, not so concerning. Just wish we could hold above 60 on the weekly RSI, but we're just not. All right, see the pullback. There you go. Right. I mean, got a little. Some shorts are covering. No longer as anything at lows of day. Everything's a little bit off the low of day. We can breathe a little easier now. Down, okay, Avalanche down 6.59%. Certainly did lose that. A lot of bad things happened on the weekly, but I'll start with the daily. You can see how bad this is, all right? Most recently, yeah, you not only did you lose that channel's demand line, you also, right, we know this level is so important as a resistance, support, resistance zone. Like, it's so undeniable, like you cannot argue with its validity. To lose that, to back test it as resistance, very bad. Look what they did on the 6th, or I'm sorry, on the 7th. They bearish engulfing, we lost it, and then look what they did on the, I'm sorry, on the 7th, and then on the 8th, they formally regarded that inflection zone as resistance. Look, you can see it. It's not my opinion. They just did that. They broke it. Then they confirmed that it was broken. Yesterday, Nothing Burger just trying to hold on to the last support of the demand line and now formally breaking it. So, and now they're just kind of, it looks like trying to hold on to, there's some maybe few bids, limit orders at 26 bucks. These swing high, the harmonious, decent amount of swing high. So they're trying to hold on to that. If you know, so if they don't hold that, then you got an easy target for like $22, $22.40. But yeah, that's where you're kind of at on Avalanche. Lost the demand line, sure, and you're sitting at a potential support. They're trying to hold it. If Bitcoin holds, I'm sure it'll hold, but that's where you're at on Avalanche. So I know a couple people requested that. Yeah, crypto. Welcome to crypto, dude. You're not going to really lose the trend until you lose 22.44 probably. But then you probably have an M-shape argument, and there's like, if you start seeing positive price action down here again, maybe you could take it long. And tight stop loss, strategic entry, and know your upside. So there's no, like, I'll just say this, like, there's no action to take on Avalanche for a fresh long until the price gets to a level that is important, and then market participants paint patterns that correlate positively to those levels. You don't have that, right? You just negatively correlated to a level, right? You broke it, you confirmed it as resistance, now you're rolling over. All right, that's Avalanche. Not much to do, just sit and wait, man. Don't be a hero. Okay, this is gonna be tough. Mr. Chicken Nugget wants me to do this, so I'm gonna give this a shot, all right? SP:SPX paired against, parentheses, Fred, I feel like I'm doing foil in school again, colon, W, M2, NS plus, Fred, colon, my God, M1, SL. So this is the S&P 500 paired against the Fred, and this is the money supply, M2 and M1 together. I'm gonna copy this just in case this is effed. Okay, it doesn't look like it's effed. It looks like it's it gave me something, so I'm hoping this is what you wanted, man. How about you let me know, Mr. Chicken Nugget, are you there? Wake up, wake the chicken up, dude. Oh yeah, yeah. So this is virtually the S&P 500 paired against money printing, I believe, or money supply of the M2 and M1, and you can see you are still lower than 2020 and 2007, and of course 1999. And that's an 886, right? I mean, that's certainly a bearish bat pattern completing itself, right? The X, the A, the B, the C, and then the 8, of course, an 886. So it's just beginning to react, but I wouldn't even, you know, I'd be like, okay, give me a few more candles. I can barely even tell this is going on. This is the weekly. So you do have that going. Gosh dang it. Hold on. Give me one sec.
Gentlemen in the mix.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, it's laundry. Like the beep will never stop if I don't go open the door. Yeah, playing the Peepo because everything's off the lows now. We're going to be all right, man. The 200 moving average on the 4 hour. So I don't know what to tell you. I mean, like, that's just where we are on the S&P paired against the supply of money that exists, M1 and M2 together. You're at a deep retrace. You're at that magic 886 level. Oscillator's not going to help. This is a crazy chart. But, wow. So just more
Well,
proof.
MP had a nice day.
MP had a nice day. What's up, Infinite? Thank you, dude. Did it? Well, nice, dude. Nice. Not many. Not one thing. I don't trust people, Ronald. I used to have one in Birmingham because I did trust her. She's a family friend, but like down here, I don't trust anyone. So I'm not gonna be like, yeah, come into my place frequently and around all my possessions and know my schedule. I just don't trust people. Like, no way, dude. I'll just figure it out. Been figuring it out and fine. So you also hitting that resistance here. That's a big deal. That's a high from 2018 multiple times. And yeah, after a run that's just been almost nonstop. So I wonder, I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to, like, this is like, okay, we're looking at this. Remember what this is, right? Remember this community, this stream in itself. We're just a swing trading community. We're a position trader, right? We're looking for structures to develop on individual assets that we can trade. And we're seeing if we can construct a trading plan that has, you know, optimum risk management, right? 3-to-1 reward to risk, like all like that, right? Without that, if we're not doing that, then we're just like looking at charts and it's cool, but I don't know how well it can serve us or serve me. Like, how do I strategize this? I don't know. Like, am I supposed to just completely liquidate everything because we're up against a 2018 resistance and 886 of a crazy W-shaped pattern that's been in development now for 2,079 days? I guess I'm liquidating everything. Like, you know, like, I don't know. So it leaves the realm of our like mission here, and it goes further into that Twitter X, bro. I smoked a doobie and I'm looking at this chart, bro, and it's like, dude, we're screwed.
Is that a joint?
You probably can't because stockholders, right?
I mean, it's legal, right?
Totally legal. All right. Let me, well, here we go. The index funds are actually starting to roll over again. Bitcoin's off its slows a little bit, but yeah, you can see S&P futures lows now. They're all back to their lows. Yikes. Big yikes. Okay. Cool chart, though. I mean, like, I'm not taking anything away. That's a really cool chart. I wonder if there will be implications. If maybe Mr. Chicken Nugget, we could come back. Like, keep me, and you were right. It looks like a bearish bat. Great identification of the bat, because you're certainly right. Let's, like, remind me, Mr. Chicken Nugget, if the end of the world is now happening because of this bat, we should definitely revisit and be like, dang, man, that was nuts, right? Okay, so Donnie, I don't know if you're still watching, Donnie, but remember we looked at Avalanche. Maybe you give me another ticker. I wasn't able to see. But right now we are back to keeping our eyes on a swivel because everything's now back at its lows.
Can devs do something? Every day I'm checking the price and it's dipping. Every day I check the price, bad price. I can't take this anymore. I have overinvested by a lot.
Just close the fucking door. Close the door.
Technology, what is that all about? Is it good or is it whack?
Definitely whack. Okay, fresh lows as I'm speaking to you on all the index funds. Maybe there was a temporary shorts covering, but it looks like the selling continues, man. NASDAQ. Then you got like the Mag 7s, like Nvidia's at its lows of the day, hitting $183. I think it's the top of that structure. Amazon lows of day, pretty much. Google lows of day. Tesla just off its lows. Meta certainly at its lows of day. All right. That VIX chat, 35%. Now let's look at the weekly on the VIX. Look at that candle, going for the highest weekly candle close either since May 19th or April 28th. So it's been multiple months since we've had a VIX peak like this going into the weekly close.
Can we take a look at Newt Get Wrecked chat?
What's up, Douglas 1996? Thanks so much, dude. 1996 Olympics in Atlanta, dude. Remember, what was his name? Ziggy, their mascot. That was pretty cool. Think about 1996 Olympics in Atlanta versus the Olympics in France. God. Lake one's still green. Yeah. My God, dude. Gold's up 1% with all this going on. It is serious what's happening. Wait, did he say something? Did Donnie say something? I don't think so. Donnie said something. Let me know. Oh, there he is. How about GRT? Sure, we can look at GRT. But we are kind of just monitoring the meltdown right now. Once any sort of pivot happens and we get off the lows of day, you know, lows of week, we will take it. Let's look at these weekly index funds, you know. Like, let's just... Maybe just the futures, S&P futures weekly. This is, yeah, look how nasty the candle is. I mean, you're certainly bearishly engulfing, going for, it's going to be the lowest weekly candle close since September 1st, that week, first week of September. Then NASDAQ, same thing, bearish engulfing. 25K in the end was the psychological resistance of all resistances. Same thing, or going for the lowest close since September 8th. Dow Jones futures, nasty, you know, 2.78% candle going for the lowest close since September 1st, no big deal. And again, it looks like a test of 45K would be on deck here, probably, just to test. They might hold it, but I'm just saying. And then you've got US 2000, typically just look at spot. Big old bearish engulfing, man. At lows of day, down 3.15%. You can see how crazy that is, right? It's like Bitcoin. Every time we hit an all-time high, it's over, dude. You're going down 10% more. Nvidia low of day right now. Good God. Look at Nvidia's candle. Kind of whack, isn't it? Intra-week all-time high into this. What is that? Like, it's like a weird shooting star. 40 seconds, chat. 40 seconds till the weekly daily close. Here we go, man. 30 seconds. There were no shorts covering by the looks of it. Let's just go to the S&P 500 itself, or the spider, the ETF. And there it is, 15 seconds chat. Forget this old channel, not really even that important. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, there it is, chat. That was a pretty ugly close, wasn't it? Pretty ugly. That was a sobering conclusion where you took out almost an entire month of gains. You have a little bit left. I would say 3.5 weeks of gains wiped out in kind of like a day. Look at these weekly closes so you can see the weekly close. Look at that nasty bearish and golden candle on the Dow Jones. Then your NASDAQ. Look at that bearish and golden candle. My God, dude. Still inside the channel. Can you believe it, man? I can't believe this news. Took out 3 weeks of progress. Then your IWM, just to see the weekly close together. That's a pretty nasty one, right? All-time highs. Just a couple days, few days ago, and now it's, yeah. Go see back at 234, I guess. An entire month of gains gone on the IWM, confirmed. Yep, 1 month gone in 1 week, or virtually 1 day. Because this whole week was pretty good, you know. It was like you were like certainly making some all-time highs here and there, every other index fund, every other day, and then all of a sudden, that 1 day just wiped out a month on the small caps. Yeah, we did. We finally got a pullback, and you still got your futures open, so you can see we're just still right at these lows, right at them. So I wonder if Bitcoin's going to catch some relief now, because that was probably all Wall Street selling. What's the point? Dude, come on. Really? How are you going to have that mentality? That's such bullcrap, dude. Like, what's... You give up. What's the point? Look at this. Where have you been, dude? Well, I'm just going to not care about the S&P 500 at the top. It's like, all right, well, that's your fault. Like, you give up. What's the point? And it's like, well, you had that mentality. You're quitting. That means you quit. Like, when did you start? You know, like, when did you start, dude? When was it? Was it here? Oh, look at 2009. Man, I quit. I give up. I give up. I give up. I mean, you just didn't have to. If you just didn't give up, you win. That's it. If you didn't give up, you won. Since 2009. And you're giving up now, and it's like... So you're telling me, all these candles, you literally ignored all of it until you showed up like this week? Anyway, so market closed. Let's knock out the rest of these requests. The next one was GRT for Donnie. Just another scam coin. But dude, this one's different. It's like the Google. Like, it's the Google of crypto, bro. Yeah, I'm sure it is, man. Down 5% today. Oh my God. It's like this whole like weekly, daily argument for confirmation lows is like, it's almost gone. I mean, because all the new data is terrible. Look, 10 cents, right? You see it? It's not like an opinion. 10 cents is like that inception candle. December 14th, 2020, GRT begins to exist like 5 years ago. And like you did all this in the M shape and it was great in the rally and it's just like lower highs and now like, okay, because I just kind of stopped looking at a lot of these because like there's just, why would I put my money in these when it could be in like Google or Tesla or assets that like went insane this summer? Great trades too, good reward to risk. What? And these throughout the summer are doing the worst they can ever do. Look, 10 cents is now like formally resistance for 2 weeks. I mean, it's perfect in September. And then a massive drawdown, indecision. Look how 8.4 cents. is another major swing low from 2022. They lost it the week of September 22nd, and then last week they confirmed it as resistance, and this week they're confirming it as resistance again. You're marking down. You're at the lows of the week, at the lowest level since June. Dude, it's just so, like, this is like, again, while we don't really look at most of these little bitty these cryptos anymore, because there's no liquidity. There's too many. There's 36 million plus cryptos that exist in this world now. There's just nothing to do. They're untradeable because there's no liquidity. You hear me? Not enough liquidity. Too many. So if there are that many cryptos and there's a finite amount of liquidity and they keep growing, right? Like the crypto scam coin market's like the freaking Big Bang.
Financial
markets redshift
are the
theory.
only markets where people get happy when the asset gets more expensive and get sad when the asset gets cheaper. Insane.
People getting sad. Well, I guess, yeah, the guy did. We called him out on it. And man, like, people are like, oh, I give up, man. It's like, hey, man, I'm only here for free, like, every other day, virtually. And, like, I mean, what about the silver miners in 2023? I'm here. We're plotting them, constructing trading plans, talking about the M shapes. Summer, talking about Google and talking about Tesla. What about all the other ones? It's just like, it falls on deaf ears. I don't know, man. So what's there to look at? Dawn? Nothing to look at besides utter garbage. They're trying to hold on to one last support from September 2023. That's about it. It's a terrible wave structure right now. I mean, could you imagine what this... Like, it couldn't play out. It's impossible. But if you look at the wave structure, how awful it is now, like, given the past month, like, this probably the last time I looked at it, it's probably 6 weeks ago. But since then, like, look at what, like, the wave structure. It's like an 88% retrace on BA lower high on. So you know what that means, right? That's like a deep crab. So if they're breaking the bad action magnet move of this, I mean, you're talking 1618, but the 1618 is, well, it actually could work out. The 1618 fib extension on GRT is like 2.4 cents. That would be your target if you lose these supports. It's just the wave structure. It's miserable trend, and then the X, the A, the B, and then the lower I and C, and then you're just marking down levels of resistance out. That's it, Don. It's garbage. Like, hey, man, maybe we'll talk about it again in a positive light if we could ever recapture 10 cents. Until then, death to GRT. Sorry. Anyway, spent too much time on that crap. Next one was storage for crypto beaks. Well, y'all really want to look at these? I don't think you want to. Storage down 7%. How can it be down 7%? It's like already completely ruined, dude. Like, life is over. Like, there's nothing to even care about anymore on this. It's storage just kind of asking to go to 12 cents. It's more of the wave structures. It's like a descending triangle that is at the end of the line. Look where you're at. And then you got the distribution. I mean, it's like that, dude. Like, you're about to lose it.
Please, everyone keep your heads up and don't stop watching the stream, cause that is the real misfortune if you do that.
Yeah, opportunity comes from, like, you have to have sell-offs like this to eventually get opportunity on assets that have just gone too far, too long. Like, and that's what the index funds did, the Mag 7s did. So pullbacks can bring us opportunity, but yeah, I just look at storage here on the weekly and I'm like, why would I own this again? Like, why would I even think about storage in my wildest dreams? You wouldn't. You wouldn't. Because you would put your money in countless assets on a normal traditional market than you would before the scam coin storage. I think we had like a daily channel on this. I can't even remember anymore. It's dead, dude. Dead asset. Hey man, if you want to take a shot on this, it's your money. If you want to long the bottom here, try it out, man. Give it a shot. Do your thing. Not even ever sold. Yikes. below the 200, below all support. Look at the most recent event that you can see on the daily is a bearish back test of 24 cents, right? Old support, right? Old support, dude. They have now, the most recent thing that's happened on this chart is they have regarded this old 2022 swing low as a swing high. Like, no. Like, you can take a shot. But I think, like, if you care about your money in the long term, you're just not looking to buy this. But if you want to try to buy, you better have a stop loss at like 20 cents, 20.8 cents, like just below support. But dude, it's just like a terrible asset. All the cryptos are like this, man. They're, I mean, the non-top 5, top 10 we shouldn't even look at them anymore. I mean, for the most part, it's just a waste of time. Because there's just so many other assets that make money on traditional markets that are regulated, that you know, their devs aren't like neckbeards that are on Reddit in Russia, you know, or something. I don't like know. Who knows, dude? Okay, so thank you for contribution. Sorry about how terrible the asset is that you requested, though. That's not my fault. I'm sorry. Next one was AMC, which we recently looked at. It was okay, but I can't even imagine after today. Oh, wow. Somehow, by the grace of God, they're still holding this level. The level we're kind of strategizing at on that setup. Holy crap, up 0.68%. Now it's down 1% after hours. Still doesn't matter. If you're above 280, you're golden. Like, nothing to worry about. I can't even believe it. What happened? They just didn't get the memo that we're selling off. I guess people are going to go to movie theaters or something. But no problem here, man. Right? Active trade setup. Posted more, like, very recently. And it's all about this 280 level. It's all about the M shape. It's all about the supply line break. They back tested the supply line and that horizontal line yesterday, engulfed it. So it's like, you're good. You're still like, it's still valid. There's still an argument to own it a little bit, but you still have your stop loss set up and you expect nothing. That's AMC. No problem here yet. Come Monday, maybe it's worse if they continue to sell this market off, but it's never as bad as it seems until it is. Thank you, Carl, man. You said Morningstar on the daily. Morningstar? Yeah, sure. Morningstar a couple days ago. Yeah, right here, October 8th, Morningstar. Sure. Yep, follow through candle yesterday and today. All right. Nate B, you're talking about like Bitcoin support at 116, neckline of head and shoulder. December 2024. Target 150. Oh, I don't know about that. I don't see really any sort of formal structure that exists on Bitcoin unless you're talking about maybe a right angled and descending broadening formation. But yeah, you're saying 112 would be neckline of head and shoulder. It's kind of confusing. Super chat, Nate. December 2024 and Ember head and shoulder. December 2024, huh? What? December 2024? Are we crazy? Am I crazy here? Yeah, I don't know about that, man. If I can't tell, then most people can't tell. Therefore, yeah, that's what you have to ask yourself. Anytime you try to identify a pattern, like a Bulkowski pattern, you should ask yourself, hey, will other people, will like hundreds, if not thousands of other people around the world be able to pull out a textbook, look at that pattern, and then look at the chart and say, yes, that's definitely what's going on here. That's how mass psychology works. That's why, like, a lot of times why patterns play out. Identification. I mean, you have bots that scan for patterns. And those, now you have bots and AI, I'm sure, that can act on that. So you want to make sure the pattern, if you're trying to identify it, is as textbook as you could possibly get it. Hey, would this pattern be in the Bulkowski's chart pattern encyclopedia book? No? Okay, well, it's probably a dubious and probably not going to be mass adopted by multiple market participants around the world. Yeah, MP Materials did well today. He said, yeah, I mean, it was the highest daily candle close seen in human history. Absolutely. Yeah, it looks like a... No one's arguing, right? It's like a bullish rectangle, maybe inverse head and shoulders, continuation. Yeah, you never seen... Traders have never settled up this high. It was up 8.49%. Insane. Metals. Yeah, dude, metals been killing it. They really played a role today as a hedge against this craziness, the news. All right, NEWT for Douglas. Oh my God. Hey, it's up 1.75% after hours. But in the end, I'd have to just say straight out the gate, no. The answer would be no. Due to the trend, due to the price action receiving every time we make a swing high. No, just less than before, below the 200 moving average. This is a well-established downtrend. Very well established downtrend on the daily. So out of the gate, big no from me, dog. Weekly, yeah, big no. Big no on the weekly. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say maybe wait till 780 for patterns to develop. Swing lows, swing low, swing lows, swing lows. Another swing low in 2020. Yeah, I would say no. And like straight out the gate, no. You have a terrible trend. What is it you're asking about, Douglas? You just said, can we look at new T? I'm looking at new T, new tech one. Oh my God, new technology. Finance, rental, leasing. They need a line of credit from Goldman Sachs Alternatives. That's all we need to know. Big no from me, dog. Right? They're in debt. They're in trouble. They're trying to get loans to stay in business, it seems like. Nah, I'm good, dude. I'm good. This thing needs to lose another, what, 30-something%? Let's just say it needs to lose another 29% of its value. And then when it gets down there, then we need to start seeing some sort of pattern develop that's nice. And that would take many more months after. So it's just straight no. Owning this is asking to lose money, it looked like to me. But you're like, oh, it's an M shape. Yeah, maybe, but look at the local price action. It's miserable. I wouldn't want to touch it, man. Psychology of the buyers and sellers in complete control of this asset. I don't care if it's at 1.75% after hours. Do not care. Oh yeah, you get 200,000 volume, chat. 200,000 volume. Like, it doesn't even have the minimum criteria. We want 1 million and beyond. So it's stupidly illiquid, and it's a terrible trend and terrible fundamentals. There's nothing endearing about this chart. It's just bad all around. Sorry. Thank you, though. Okay, RDW that hit target 1, type 1 reaction. This was like discussed, where if you have a type 1 reaction, if you're going to trade it, you understand the type 1 reaction, it's not a type 2 return. So you are very much susceptible to the reaction concluding and a retest for the type 2. And that's almost exactly what happened. Almost exactly. RDW, type 1 reaction. And the only reason why it was even posted and published, because it was like under that agreement, that contract. Type 1, short-lived rallies and retests you are susceptible to those. So here we are, though, going for a second test, right? Target 1 was 1167. They hit it within 4 days of the trade setup publication, target 1, and it's round-tripped. It's back to the entry. And it's down 9.43% today. And it's like, good God, man. I mean, so you got one of the three. You're just hoping now that this holds. You're hoping that in time, a discernible second test happens, and then we're gone. And then you could say, hey, a more resounding rally would be in store if we got some price action like this, and they held it a second time, because you now have a discernible peak from one valley to the second. So you'd have like a double bottom type 2 return situation. So you probably want something like this over the next month. SoFlo Mick, but I know for a fact, made it abundantly clear this was a type 1 reaction. And if you know the type 1 reaction, you know that they are not the more resounding rallies that end up, you know, doing what? Something like SVM. Remember this one? You know. Remember? It wasn't a type 1 reaction. It was a type 2 return. Remember? This was the type 1 reaction. Dang, man, what a run. Holy, and then they retest. They round tripped it for the second test. And only after then did we get the most resounding rally. Okay. Obvious manipulation, bro. So it said. Just overdue, man. Overdue technical sell-off. Forced sell-off. Market was looking for a reason. It was just non-stop and just... I mean, this summer has been one of the craziest unstoppable rallies I've ever seen, to be real. Just day in, day out. And in fact, the recovery we had was... You know, remember the old historical recovery? Hey, the fastest recovery we ever had was COVID crash, the V-shape. And then this year they came in and doubled the speed in which we recovered. Doubled it. Made COVID V-shape look like, an undercase V-shape. And then this year was the capital V-shape. Every other V-shape has been under case. So yeah, so Bitcoin off its lows a little bit. Everything's kind of off its lows. You know, they're catching a breather for a second. You haven't even tested 39.50 yet. 39.40 down. Ethereum's down 8.3%. If you lose 39.50, you run the risk of seeing at least out the gate 35.70, 35.30. They're trying to push this in the bearish control zone on the RSI on the daily, but if you catch any relief in the next 3 hours, 38 minutes, you maybe won't be breaking into the bearish control zone, so it's still, the verdict's out till the candle closes on the daily. Bitcoin 48.5, a lot better shape than Ethereum. Yep, trying to hold on to 116.9, 117. To lose that, you're probably going to see 112. That's right, VIX did it, up 30+% today. All right, well, we got to the request. I was just live to cover that carnage on the index funds, on the crypto market, not the metals market. Gold is actually acting like it had always been prophesized. Wild enough, right? I mean, you've been participating in the markets past like 10 years, gold typically actually doesn't hold up. It would actually do exactly what equities and crypto would do on a day like this. Not anymore. Things have changed a lot. I believe year to date, over $7 trillion has been added to the market cap of gold. Over $7 trillion. Can you even fathom that number? It's all coming from the bond market too. But bonds now catching big bids. That was another notable event today, up 1.6+%, holding support as support. So I'm wondering, is that the beginning of a big run? Could be. History shows that it has been before. So yeah, thanks for coming out. Be sure to join the Discord if you haven't. It's free to join. There's your educational resources tab. So if you're looking to learn more about technical analysis and trading, joining the Discord is a wonderful way to do it. And there's no paywall to that. And, in the Discord, you can general chat, ask a bunch of questions about technical analysis, and there are going to be tons of people there willing to help. So it's a very family-friendly, very active and helpful community. So get in the Discord. That's where the communication continues when this live stream ends. So what I'll do is I'll probably be back on Sunday evening for the weekly candle close for crypto. But yeah, as Wall Street is closed, you can see a little bit of a breather for crypto. So I'll be back. Thanks for likes, love, support, contributions. Till next time, respect the T. A. Oh yeah, it's Monday's closed too, by the way. I think it's what day is it? Columbus Day or some day? All right, yeah, 3-day weekend. See you on Sunday for the crypto close.
Could you look at Velo 3D? They make 3D printers contracted by SpaceX to manufacture their Falcon rocket.
Easy your moments, step into it.